Welcome everyone. Thank you so much for joining in. So what is happening right now with price action of Bitcoin? The support that was supposed to hold the price got broken and now we are seeing this clear sign of weakness. What does this mean for Bitcoin in the immediate short term and also in the upcoming days? All this scenario will be talking to this video, so please watch it till the end. And guys, since it's my birthday today, let's try to reach at least 3,000 likes in today's video. That will be a great present. So now without wasting any time, let's jump into the content. So today it's very important that we start this analysis in a weekly time frame, because in a weekly the price of Bitcoin right now is approaching this very important line of support from this Fibonacci extension line, the 0.236 that is lying around 43,000 price range. Because in the past Bitcoin price action in a weekly time frame, we can see with each and every price pullback, this 0.236, which is around 43,000, acted as a strong line of support, and now the price of Bitcoin could be approaching again this same support line. But one thing we have to take into consideration: if the price of certain asset is trying to break out of this resistance or even support again and again, there's a high possibility that we are going to break it. And that is why this is worrying me, because the price here has already tested this lower line twice, and maybe the third time it might not be able to hold price around this 43,000 anymore, because breaking below this 43,000 range, right, or the 0.236 Fibonacci extension line, this is going to trigger a clear sign of weakness and also a potential downward price movement for Bitcoin here in the upcoming days. Because if you look to the downside, the indicators, even though the indicators are still bullish, but you can see now we could be turning bearish. I mean, the price movement here could be slowly turning in favor of bears. So that is not what we want to see. So let's see in a weekly if the price of Bitcoin does manages somehow to stay above this 43,000 support line or not, because as I've already said, you breaking this will trigger another bearish scenario for Bitcoin. But what can we see if we look at the price action around this area in a daily time frame? Let me show you here. So guys, now if we monitor the price movement here in a daily time frame, we can see the price of Bitcoin failed to find support at this 20 exponential moving average and also below the 50 exponential moving average, which was one of the strongest line of support here in a daily time frame. Because if you go back here, you can see with each and every price pullback type of scenario, the price in most of the cases always tend to find support at this 50 exponential and started this new rally here to the upside. This similar scenario unfolded again and again, but now this looks completely different and also showing a clear sign of weakness. So if the price of Bitcoin closes this daily below the 50 exponential moving average, which is around $45,640, this will trigger, right, a clear sign of weakness, and also the upcoming days could be more in favor of bears. So that's why guys, this here is something very dangerous what is unfolding right now with Bitcoin. But now if you look at this price structure also in a daily time frame but with a different scenario, let me show you this one here. Now if we look at this price action again in a daily time frame using this CPI indicator, this CPI indicator is the most important indicator for me, because according to the CPI indicator right now, you can see the price tends to be fighting to stay above this bottom CPI line that is lying around $43,931. Why is this so important to hold this support line? Is because in the past Bitcoin price action, you can see this line was the final line of support for Bitcoin, because according to the CPI indicator, we have already broken out of the top CPI line, we broke out of the central CPI line, and now we are fighting to stay above this bottom CPI line, which is the final support for Bitcoin for this September month. Breaking below this CPI line, I mean the bottom CPI line, will trigger, right, will trigger another price movement that could potentially bring us towards the monthly S1 line, the first monthly S1 line for this September month, that is lying around 39,450 price area. Why this is so important for price of Bitcoin to hold the support around this bottom CPI line before this day closes? Because if you look at the price structure here in a bit different way, guys, I can simply add this falling wedge type of scenario that could also be playing out here in a daily time frame. Because if you monitor the price structure, you can see very clearly, guys, support with each and every price pullback. Let me hide the CPI line. You can see support, and right now this is exactly where we are also approaching the falling wedge, the lower line area. And along with that, we also have strong line of support from the CPI line, the bottom CPI line, exactly around this lower line area. You can see this purple line, right? The bottom CPI line is also around there. So that's why this right now around this 43,900 or 44,000 is the strongest support the price of Bitcoin must hold at any cost here in a daily time frame, because this price movement right now breaking below this support and also right breaking below the bottom CPI line is not just only going to trigger a movement because of the CPI indicator, it has already placed us the lower price target, but also with this very simple example. Let me show you here. So guys, now if we again look at this price action of Bitcoin in a daily time frame using these two very simple scenario, broadening bottom and broadening wedge. If we monitor the price structure inside this broadening bottom, you can see with each and every price pullback, we did found a strong support at the lower line area, right? You can see, and after that we also saw some sort of a bounce. But in our case, we were also where we were seeing a pretty similar scenario with each and every price pullback. The lower line area of this broadening wedge acted as a support, just like here from the past Bitcoin price action. So we said maybe we could be also forming a pretty similar scenario before price chooses an actual trend direction. And now this is something what we are also witnessing here in the price action of Bitcoin. So if we do break the support here, right, from this falling wedge and also the bottom CPI line, then you can see we are also going to break below the support from the broadening wedge, this lower line areas. That's why guys, I'm saying you around this 43,900, this is one very important line of support we have to hold at any cost, because breaking below the lower line area of this broadening wedge, right, or also the bottom CPI line and falling wedge, but this could actually turn out to be playing out as a dead cat bounce, guys, because according to the dead cat bounce, you can see this was the area from where we had this relief rally, right, the bounce part. So this means this is the 0.1, 0.2, 0.3, and this could potentially trigger the 0.4 area, because according to the dead cat bounce, you can see here 0.1 is where the price reacts news and moves fast down trending. We see after approaching the 0.2 area, we see this dead cat bounce, this relief rally type of scenario happening. In our case, you can see here this was the dead cat bounce, the bounce area, right, the relief rally. And according to this dead cat bounce, you can see the retracement is not going to be more than 50%, but crypto is volatile. We have always looked at least around 0.618. And now if we look at this price movement using this Fibonacci retracement line, right, you can see guys, exactly when we approach the 0.5 Fibonacci line, we got a rejection. We were not able to find a proper support around that range. So this here is indicating if we do fail to find support at this lower line area, right, then this could be triggering dead cat bounce, because getting rejection here, you can see, right, will trigger another movement, the 0.4 area, where the trend starts continuing to the downside. So this exact scenario could be playing out if we lose the support from the lower line area of this broadening wedge and also the lower line area of this falling wedge and bottom CPI line. And also guys, let me show you one thing. It's not just only the crypto market which is suffering right now. If we also look at the indices, S&P 500, Nasdaq, Dow Jones, Russell, also the traditional market is suffering parallelly. And now before I conclude this video guys, I just want to make you aware, if you are unaware of my Twitter account, it's Crypto Anup. Feel free to follow me there. And also if you want to know what I do in daily basis, then you can also follow me on Instagram, which is Anup Tungana. This is the only official Instagram account I have. There are many scammers using similar name and approaching you, so please be careful. And for confirmation, you can always look at the video description down below. So by saying this, I'm signing out and I'm going to enjoy my day. Bye bye guys.